Hello everyone, welcome to PUC Online Classroom. Today we are moving on to activity number 5, word power, historic events. So we're going to talk about events in the past. So right here we are going to match each word with the best example, alright, then compare with the partner. So we have a list of words right here and also the examples on the right. So your job is to match, but before you match, you need to understand the words, right? So let's see the first one, achievement. Achievement is something that you achieve, something that you accomplish. All right, so something that you succeed. So this is about succeeded, I'm sorry, something that you succeeded, achieved, or accomplished. So this is about your achievement, the success. And assassination, number 2, is the act of killing someone for a reason. All right, so for example, you kill someone because your boss asked you to. Okay, discovery is about finding something. Okay, election, you know that, so to vote for a certain person. So the act of voting, that's what we call election. Epidemic, you know that it's like right now COVID-19 is some kind of epidemic, but epidemic is just only in local, maybe it's not as big as COVID-19. So COVID-19 is pandemic. So pandemic is global affected. So epidemic is just only some kind of virus or disease that can be affected to human, all right, but not as big as pandemic, all right. So epidemic is like disease or virus or sickness that can cause someone else whenever you go close to that person. Okay, natural disaster is a problem or damage related to the natures like global warming, air pollution. All right, that is about the natural disaster. Okay, and we have revolution. Revolution is about time, that people, or when people change, you know political system by using force or violence. So some country, if they want to change the politics in the country, they have to have revolution by having guns or having force or violence in order to change politics in their country. Okay. uh, Terrorist act is the act of terrorism. Terrorist is the person who commits some kind of crime. All right, so terrorist act is the act of the terrorist. Let's say the crime that terrorists commit. Okay. All right, so now you get all the meanings. So let's try to get A first. uh, we get all the meaning, but we are not we need to read the example in order to match this one. Okay, A, let's see. A, the eruption of Mount Helens in 1980 destroyed over 250 homes. So it's something related to disaster. So it should be number 6. So 6 is A. What about B? Okay, B. So let's read. In the late 18th century, certain American colonies broke free of British rule. So that is about the change in politics. So number 7. So 6A, 7B. And now let's go to C. 4 planes were hijacked. Hijack is like were robbed. They robbed the planes in the United States. So it is about crime. Number 8, terrorist act. That is letter C. Okay. What about letter D? In 2003, letter D, in 2003, a dinosaur features and four wings was found in China. So related to something like dinosaur. How come 2003? Okay, so it's about was found. You see that related to discovery. Number 3 here. So number 3 is letter D. What about letter E? Since the late 1970s, HIV, HIV, right? AIDS has infected more than 60 million people. So this is about epidemic. All right, epidemic. So right now it's not HIV, it's about COVID-19. What about letter F? In 2008, Barack Obama beat John McCain to become US president. So it is about election. Election is the act of voting. Okay. Not number, letter G. US President John Kennedy was shot is like shoot, past participle, to death in 1963. So that is assassination, the act of killing someone for someone else. And so letter G, number 2, and letter H is the last one. It should be number 1 achievement. Okay, so once again, number 1 is H, 2, G, 3D, 4F, 5E, 6A, 7B, 8C. All right. If you don't get the answers, you can rewind the video in order to get the answer for one more time. All right. Okay, so now let's go to number 6. That is about discussion. Just have a little talk about this. It made a difference. So this one is about group work, but we cannot have a group to discuss. So just take a read a little bit, okay? Choose 2 or 3 historic events, an election, an epidemic, an achievement that had an impact on our country. Discuss the questions. Okay, what happened, when did it happen, was the immediate effect on your country, on our country, the world, or the family? Did it change things permanently, or how is life different now? Maybe you can come up with, but this is about historic events. You cannot talk about COVID because COVID is still existing, so you cannot talk about COVID-19, but you can talk about any other problem that happened already in our country. Okay, all right, so I just want to tell you about all of this, but we don't need to talk about this more. Number 7 is biography. It's about profile. All right, writing about your own information, so we don't need to talk about that. Number 8, the same thing, but number 9, I like to talk about number 9. Okay, so this is about listening, but we don't have to. Okay, we just go through. Okay, listen to us a way about the future. Check the predictions you think will happen. You think will happen. So let's see. What will the future hold? What will the future be like? So the first one, if you agree, check. If you don't, that's okay. Computers will recognize any voice command. You won't need a keyboard. So instead of typing, you can just speak up, all right, or speak out loud, and then the computer will recognize your voice and it will type for you automatically. I think right now we already have this, so we don't need to wait until the future, right? Because we are the future of this book. Within 20 years, in 20 years, scientists will have discovered a cure for baldness. A cure means a treatment. For baldness means some kind of sickness that people have no hair. Let's say having no hair, baldness. So when you have baldness, let's say when you don't have hair, and the scientists will expect to have, in 20 years, I don't know. Next one, people will be living in cities under the ocean. So, in the future, people will be living right there, hopefully. By 2025, world leaders will have eliminated terrorism. I'm sorry. Eliminate means to stop completely, or if you talk about the answer, you eliminate just like you omit, but this one is like to stop terrorism. Okay, terrorism is the act of committing crime. All right. Robots will be performing most factory jobs. Maybe people will have no jobs and the robots will do a lot of jobs instead of people. Okay, I hope not. By 2050, we will have set up human communities on Mars. So hopefully people can live, on the planet, a different planet like Mars planet. Last one, medical scientists will find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. All right. So if you study about medication, you know exactly what it is. Okay. So right now, you can think about all of this information. If you think that it will happen, all right, then you can check. If you think it is not, then you don't need to check for this. All right. Okay, so that's it for today's session. So next session, I will focus more on the grammar point right here, predicting the future with will. So we have future simple, future continuous, and future perfect simple. So we'll talk more about this for the next session. So now that's it for today. If you have any question, leave me your questions in our Telegram group chat, and I will answer to your question as soon as I see them. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.